started. So we're actually going to start lying down on the mat today in Shavasana. And we'll be doing a little bit of somatic movement in the beginning again. Just kind of getting a little bit more connected to our body. So find your way down onto your mat, on your back with your legs a little bit wider than mat width or whatever feels comfortable to you. And then arms a comfortable distance away from the body. See if you can tuck the shoulder blades under a little bit so that you're elevating your chest. And then let everything relax. Just start to notice what you feel touching the mat. So the parts of your body, the skin that is in contact with the ground. And then start to notice the parts of your body that are the curves, like your lower lumbar, that aren't touching the back. Your cervical spine, not touching the mat. All the little crevices and places. Notice the backs of your shoulders. See if you can allow them to relax a little bit deeper into the mat. See if you can relax the lower back. Let the toes fall out to the sides. And allow your fingers to find their natural curl. Let the tip of the tongue touch the back of the upper teeth. Relax the face and relax the space between your eyebrows. And then start to notice your breath. Start to take deeper inhales and soft, slow exhales. With each exhale, see if you can relax your body a little bit more. We'll take about 3 more rounds of deep breath. Start to bring a little bit of movement into your fingertips and your toes. Move your head from side to side really slowly. Then bring your head to center and bring one foot sole at a time onto the ground as you bend your knees. Bring your knees onto the outer edges of the mat. Just lift your pelvis up to realign your spine. And then we're going to let the knees fall over to the right and move the head to the left. Inhale, let's move the knees towards the ceiling again. Head towards the ceiling, and then moving in the opposite way. Knees to the left and head turns to the right. And again, inhale, moving slowly, knees up to center, head to center. And as you exhale, knees to the right, head to the left. And then again, inhale to center. This is the last one. And exhale, knees to the left, head to the right. Inhale up to center. Keep your right knee bent and extend your left leg long. Arms can just stay a comfortable distance from the body. And then with the foot sole planted on the ground, We're just going to start to move the knee from side to side. So finding some movement in the hip. So moving the knee out to the right, really slow, just really noticing what you feel in the hip joint. And then through center and over to the left. So moving it really, really, really slow. You know, in essence, we're kind of just telling our body we want these muscles here to relax, lubricating the joint. And then just really taking notice of any restriction that we feel. So we don't want to move to a point where we feel that it's tight or pulling. Just move within a range of motion that feels natural and easy. Back and forth. And then come up to center with the knee, and then just extend the leg long, straightening. Close your eyes. Notice what you feel in the hip. Just notice if you feel maybe a sensation of warmth. Take a great big inhale. And full exhale. Bend your right knee again and place that same foot sole back on the ground. And then from here, we're going to do a different kind of movement where you're going to press through the foot sole and lift your pelvis up off the ground, keeping your left leg long and straight. So you're lifting the pelvis up. You might notice that the knee is going to want to come to the side. Try and keep the knee moving up towards the ceiling. So coming into a little mini twist in our low back. And slowly bring your right hip down to the ground. So left hip stays on the ground, left leg stays long. Let's do that one more time. This time as you inhale, lift your hip up off the ground. Keep your knee pointing more towards the ceiling. Little mini twist in the low back. And exhale, slowly come down. And one more time. Press down through the foot sole, lift the right side of your hip up. And slowly lower down. Once the right hip is totally on the ground, extend your right leg long. Close your eyes. Notice if you feel anything in the hip, maybe in the buttocks. Take a deep breath. And exhale. Moving on to the other side. Come onto the left foot sole. And then moving again from side to side with the knee. So moving within a range of motion that feels easy and natural. So just moving it from side to side. The right leg stays long. Just noticing what you feel. Moving slow. Not going to any point where you feel like it's pulling. Really just stay in that easy range of motion. And then come back to center with the knee with the foot sole on the ground. Extend your left leg long. Close your eyes and focus on what you can feel in that joint. Take an inhale. And an exhale. Bend that knee again, placing the foot sole on the ground. And here's where we're going to make that hip lift. So keeping the right leg long, press into the left foot sole and lift the left part of your pelvis and butt cheek off the ground. And do your best. See, naturally my knee wants to track over to the right, so I have to tell it to stay pointing towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, lower down. This is a really, really easy, soft movement. There's no tension here. Inhale, let's lift the left side, pelvis up, and slowly lower down. And again, lift the pelvis up, keeping the knee pointing towards the ceiling. Both shoulders stay on the ground. Slowly lower. And And then extend that leg long so both your legs are straight. Close your eyes, just noticing what you feel in that joint. Take an in-breath. And exhale. Start to bend both knees, placing the foot soles on the ground first, and then grab one knee at a time, bringing it into the chest. Draw your forehead to your knees so that you come into a little ball and squeeze. Holding here, pull your navel towards your spine. And release everything down. Foot soles on the ground. Roll over to the side and start to lift yourself up. And then we're going to come into tabletop position. For this one, we're going to keep our toes untucked so that you can feel all 10 of your toenails on the ground. And then from here, we're going to sit back into child's pose. We want to have a good distance between the knees, but I want the shins straight and parallel. Reach your hands forward, guide your forehead to the ground. Take a great big inhale. Full exhale. As you inhale, we're going to start to come up back into tabletop. And we're going to make a smooth motion of extending the right arm forward as we lift the left leg behind us. And then come down, right leg and right hand and left leg come down, come back to child's pose. And then let's move up through tabletop as you lift your left arm up and right leg up. So in a smooth motion. We're going to move a little faster. Left hand comes down, right legs come down. Sit back, child's pose. And inhale, come up. Reach your right arm forward, left leg back. And down we go. Moving smooth as possible. Each side, left arm, right leg. And back to child's pose. 2 more times each side, lifting up. Right arm, left leg lifts. And back down. Come up. Left arm, right leg. And come down. 1 more time each side, lift up. Right arm, left leg. And down. Last time. Left arm, right leg. And come down. Sit all the way back in child's pose. Press your hips back towards your heels. Reach your arms forward, forehead to the ground. Inhale, look up. We're going to walk our hands off to the right side of the mat. And then press your hips back, draw your forehead down. Take a great big deep breath into the left side of the ribs. Full exhale. Inhale, look up. Walk your hands through center all the way to the left. Press your hands down. Sit your hips back. Draw your forehead down. Great big inhale into the right side ribs. Full exhale. Inhale to look up. Walk your hands back and come back into that tabletop position. This time we're going to tuck the toes under, moving through cat-cow. As you inhale, drop your belly, retract your shoulders, lift your gaze up. And as you exhale, round the other way. Inhale, belly drops, shoulders retract, slight bend in the elbows, look up. And exhale, round the other way. 1 more time in each direction. Inhale, belly drops, retract shoulders, look up, and exhale, round. Come to a neutral spine. From here, we're going to move the right hand in a little closer, and then we're going to twist and take the left arm up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to guide the left arm under and through between the right arm and the right leg so that we bring the left shoulder onto the ground as well as our head. The arm is straight, and then Realign your hips so that you feel like they're centered, and you can reach your right arm forward. Take 2 big deep breaths here. Slide that right hand back underneath the right shoulder. Press down into the mat and lift yourself up. Bring both hands underneath shoulders, and then we're going to do just some side squeezes. So take your right shoulder towards your right hip and squeeze to the side. Come back to center, and then right shoulder, right hip squeeze, and one more time each side. Back over to the right. Come to center. Make sure that left hand is right underneath the shoulder. And then we're going to reach up, open up with the right arm, reach towards the ceiling as we twist. And as you exhale, guide the right arm in between the hand and the left leg. Come down on the right shoulder, head comes down. Realign your hips, and then you can straighten that left arm straight ahead. 2 big deep breaths. Next, inhale, take that arm, the left hand right back underneath the left shoulder. Press yourself up. And then you're going to untuck your toes, walk your hands back towards you. From here, open up the arms so that you bring your chest forward, arms behind. And then we're going to bring the hands in front of us. Take the right arm underneath the left, and then we're going to do eagle arms, so try to wind your forearms around each other. Pull your navel in, press down through your lower leg and your toes, and inhale, let's lift up. Squeeze your glute muscles as you press your hips forward, and then see if you can lift your elbows up. If this isn't accessible, you can hold on to your shoulders. Lift and hold, keep squeezing gluteal muscles. And lower down. Release the arms, open them up. Chest open, arms behind. And then let's draw the arms in front of us. This time, left arm underneath. Wind the arms around, eagle arms. Press down through the lower leg and the toes as you start to lift and rise. Inhale. Squeeze your glutes together as you press your hips forward and lift your arms up. Again, if it feels better just to hold on to your shoulders, that works just as well. Holding, keep pressing hips forward, and slowly lower down. Good. Bring your hands onto the ground. We're going to find a downward facing dog. So remember to grip the mat with your fingers. Tuck your back toes under. Let's hover the knees to start with. Look at your knees. Draw your chest towards your thighs. Look at your toes. And then start to straighten your legs really, really slowly. Guiding your heels down towards the mat. And then let's pedal it out. So bending one knee at a time. Walking our dog. And then come up high on both your toes. Keep your shoulders where they are, and then bend your knees. And then straighten your legs. So as best you can, keeping your shoulders steady. Bend your knees. And straighten your legs. Press down through the left foot sole as you inhale. Reach your right leg all the way up towards the ceiling, as high as you can. Holding here. Bend into that right knee and let the foot drop over to the left. Opening up into the hip. Inhale, straighten that leg. Keep that leg lifted. As you come up high onto left toes, drop down onto your left knee. Keep your right leg high. And then we're going to swing that right leg forward in between our hands. Pull your navel in. Make sure that you're pressing down through your big toe mound. Bring your hands on top of that front knee. And we're going to straighten the arms as we press the leg away. Lift your chest up. Head looks up, but keep your chin tucked under. And then feel like you're pressing this left hip forward, so you're squeezing this glute muscle. And then let's sink a little deeper into that front knee. Lift your chest a little higher. Back toes are tucked under. And then come back up to a 90-degree angle. Let's lift our arms up towards the ceiling. Really reach, finding space. And then as you exhale, place your hands on either side of that front foot. Let's step back, downward facing dog. Walk the dog out. And then again, get steady with your hands. Nice solid structure. Inhale, come up high on both toes. Try and keep your shoulders where they are. Bend your knees, dropping them down. And straighten your legs. Again, bend your knees, drop them down. Straighten your legs. Last one. Bend your knees, keeping shoulders stable. And extend the legs. Get strong in your right leg as you lift your left leg straight up towards the ceiling. Try and keep your shoulders square. And then bend into the left knee. Let the foot drop over to the right. Opening up into the hip. And then extend that leg straight. Keep it lifted. Come up high on your right toes. Bend into your right knee as you bring your right knee down, keeping that left leg up. And then swing that leg forward, left leg forward. Press down through your front toe mound. Hands come onto your front leg. And then start to straighten your arms. Lift your chest. And squeeze your right gluteal muscle so that the right hip comes forward. Holding here. Tuck your chin under, long neck. And then start to deepen into the stretch. So bending that front knee. Keep lifting your chest up. Come back up to 90 degrees with your front leg. And inhale, reach your arms up. Finding lots of space between the hip and the lowest rib. Reaching tall. And as you exhale, bring your hands on either side of that front foot. Step back, downward facing dog. 3 big deep breaths. Keep pressing heels down towards the ground. Mini bend in your knee. One more big deep breath. Next inhale, bend your knees a lot, look forward, and step your feet to meet your hands. Come to a halfway lift. And exhale, fold forward. Press down through your foot soles, and then as you inhale, rise all the way up. Reach up nice and tall, press your palms above your head. And exhale your hands to your heart center. Coming into our balance, we're going to step to the top of the mat. Bend into both your knees. Come up onto your right toes. And then we want to get really strong in the left leg. So start to lift your right knee up. And then we're going to cross the knee over the left. And then bring the knees together so that we can squeeze them together. So option is, if it's possible, you can wrap those toes around. Open your arms up. We're going to take the right arm underneath the left, grab on for opposite shoulders, and then walk your hands around to your back so you're squeezing, giving yourself a nice big hug. Pull your navel in, and then see if you can squat down a little deeper. Squeeze your legs, squeeze everything in. We have to give ourselves a hug, since nobody can hug us but the people in our home. Nice big hug. And then release the arms out, open, and release the legs. Inhale, reach up, look up. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, find a halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Bend the knees a lot as you inhale, reach up. Press your palms above your head. Get really, really tall. And exhale, hands to your heart. Moving right to the other side. Bend both your knees. Come up on your left toes. Get really strong in your right leg. As you lift your left knee up, draw it across your body. Place it on top of your right knee. Option to stay here or see if you can wrap those toes around. Inhale, open up the arms. And then this time, left arm underneath. Grabbing for opposite shoulders and then walking your fingers behind you, giving yourself a big hug. Pull your navel in, squeeze your legs together, squeeze your arms, hug yourself, holding, and inhale, open the arms, reach them out, unwind your legs, reach up, inhale, and exhale, fold forward. This time, grab on for opposite elbows. Let your head hang down, so crown of the head hangs towards the ground. And then head can move from side to side, releasing any tension in the neck. Then let your arms drop. Pull your navel in, and we're going to ragdoll ourselves up. So coming up with a rounded back, keeping the navel pulled in, moving really slow. And then let's take some shoulder rolls, so roll them up, back and down. Couple more times. And then you're going to make fists with your hands and place them on the top of the back of the hip bone here, the top of the pelvis. Feet are about hip distance apart. Draw your shoulders back, mini bend in your knees, and then push your hips forward. Lift your chest up and draw your elbows back. Tuck your chin in, looking up. Somebody that I was watching the other day referred to this as the old man in the park stretch. Thought that was really funny. And then inhale, lift yourself up, reach your arms up. Last time for our forward fold. Exhale to forward fold. And then just notice if maybe you're even a little bit deeper into this forward fold right now. Inhale, halfway lift. Bend into your knees, sit back. And reach your arms forward, interlace your fingers and press your palms forward and look down towards the ground. Then from here, we're going to bring our hands towards our heart center. Pull your navel in and start to twist to the left. So options are, take your right hand and just place it on the outside of the left knee and the left hand on top of the hip. See if you can draw that left shoulder back. Keep your navel pulled in. Or you're going to take the outside of the right elbow, place it on the side of the thigh, left thigh, and then hands on top of each other. Pull your navel in and twist, pressing palms together. Taking deep breath. And then start to untwist, come through center, interlace your fingers, press your palms forward, reach your hips back. And we are going to work really hard and just move to the other side. Hands come to your heart center, twist to the right. Left hand on the outside of the knee, right hand on the back of the hip, draw your right shoulder back. Or take the left elbow on the outside of the right knee, palms together, pull your navel in and twist. Try your best to keep your knees in line, pulling yourself into this twist and breathing. Legs should be on fire. And release, come forward, press through your feet, reach all the way up. And interlace your fingers, point your fingers up, and let's hinge over to the right. Press the left foot down, reach to the right. It's an up and over. Inhale up, and exhale left. Press your right foot down, and inhale to come up, hands to your heart, and reach for your blocks. We can take a sip of water, because that was hard. Okay, so keeping your blocks handy. I'm just going to put mine in the middle of the mat. So if we're standing with our feet on either side of the blocks, we're going to keep our right foot forward and step the left foot back, coming into warrior two legs. So if you can see, my foot is pointing straight ahead. My knee is being guided over the center of the foot. And then I have my blocks on the inside here. So that back foot is in line with the short edge of the mat. Bend into the front knee, coming into about a 90-degree angle. And then I'm going to take my right hand onto the top of the blocks. I mean, you don't need to use the blocks. If you're not using the blocks, your fingertips can tent on the ground. Or if you have that range of motion, flat hand on the ground. Otherwise, we're going to use the blocks. And then what I want you to think about is starting to take that left shoulder and guiding it so it's on top of the right shoulder. So opening up, pull your navel in, and we're going to take the left arm behind us. So with the palm facing away. And then start to open up in the chest. And maybe you can start to guide your gaze towards the ceiling. If that doesn't feel good on your neck, bring your gaze down towards your hand that's on the blocks. Keep a nice big deep bend in the front knee, staying at 90 degrees. Nice big deep breath. And then let's reach that left arm up and over top of our head, palm face down. Taking a nice long stretch in the top side of our body. Nice big deep breath. And let that top arm start to guide you up. Straighten that front leg. And then we're just going to bend the knees so we can move the blocks to the center edge of our mat. Pivot on your right toes, or pivot on your right heel so your toes point forward. And hands on your hips, bend your knees, start to hinge forward, coming onto the blocks. And then straightening the legs any little bit of amount, keeping a little bit of a bend. And then as you exhale, see if you can start to bend your elbows, drawing the crown of your head down. Nice big deep breath. Next inhale, straightening the arms, bend into your knees, and we're going to take the blocks to the other foot. So then you start to pivot on the left heel, placing the blocks beside the foot. So if that means you have to adjust your stance, make any adjustments you need to with your base so that you feel steady and strong and stable. And then start to bend into that now left knee, which is the front knee. Taking the hands onto the blocks. Fingers pointing forward. Start to draw shoulders back. Take your right shoulder back, pull your navel in, and take your right hand behind you with the palm facing away. Looking up towards the ceiling if that feels okay, or looking down towards your hand on the blocks. Holding here. And then let's inhale, reach the right arm up and over in line with the ear, palm face down. Nice big deep stretch. Finding your breath. Press down through your feet. Reach that top arm up to guide your body up. And bend into the knee to move the blocks to center. Pivot on your left heel, toes point forward, hands on the block. And as you exhale, bending into your elbows, fold forward. Nice big deep breath. Inhale, straightening the elbows. And then we're going to walk the blocks back over to now the right foot again. So we're going to come into a revolved twist here. So the right toes are pointing forward like they were before. And then I'm actually going to pivot on my back foot now so that those toes are going to point more towards now the upper left corner. Okay, the heel more towards the center of the mat. And then I'm actually twisting my hips forward. So you may need to walk the left foot out slightly. Okay, so we're going to be twisting this way, so you want to make sure you have a stable base. Replace the blocks down on the ground. Bend into your front knee, pull your navel in, and then start to reach forward with your chest. Take your left hand onto the blocks now. And then from here, keep a nice 90-degree bend in that front knee, pressing down through the front toe mound. And then we're going to start to twist now to the right. The right hand can come onto the outside of the right knee, or you can start to reach it up towards the ceiling. Finding your breath. Nice and easy. 2 more rounds of breath. With your next exhale, start to untwist. Bring your right hand onto the top of the right knee. Press down through the toe mound, pull your navel in, and as you inhale, let's reach up. This time, we're going to bend into the back left knee, come up on the toes, and step forward. Let's shake that out. Before we move to the other side. So from here, we are going to now step the right foot back. And again, we want the heel more towards the center of the mat, the toes pointing towards the upper right corner. Bend into your front left knee. Get really nice and open in your chest, pull your navel in as you start to hinge forward. Bring your right hand now onto the block. Left hand onto the outside of the left knee, pull your navel in, and start to twist to the left. Staying here, or opening up the left arm, reaching towards the ceiling. So you can look up, or your head can look down, looking at your hands on the block, finding your breath. 3 big deep breaths. Staying calm. Staying grounded with your feet. And as you exhale, untwist. Left hand onto the top of the knee. Bring yourself up. Come up on your back toes. Bend into that knee. And step forward, shaking it out. And then we're going to move the blocks just off to the side of the mat. And bring ourselves down onto our seat. Do a little bit of ab work and a little bit of stretching into the hips. So bring your feet about the mat distance apart and sitting up nice and tall. Now, if this doesn't feel good on your seat or your tailbone, you can come down onto the mat and do it here. Okay, we're going to be doing some twists. Otherwise, if you're okay sitting this way, we are going to sit up, interlace your fingers, place them behind your head, sit up nice and tall, lifting up through the chest. Come up onto your toes, and then we're going to twist to the right as we lift the right knee up. Twist, squeeze, come back to center, and now twist. Right elbow to left knee, squeeze, back to center, and twist. Right knee, left elbow. Other way. Squeeze when you get there, and if it doesn't touch, don't worry. We're just moving in that general direction. Let's do 2 more times each side. Moving slow. All right, when you're done, we're going to place the foot soles together, coming into a diamond shape with the legs. Options to take the blocks, and you can place them down actually on their highest point, and rest your forehead. And if you don't need the blocks, keeping them off to the side and folding forward. You can grab onto your toes, let the head drop. Taking a couple big deep breaths here. Next inhale, start to guide yourself back up. And then we're going to come into a twist. So you're going to take your left heel onto the outside of your right hip. And option is to either pull the right leg in towards you, or if it's there for you, you can take the right foot onto the outside of the left knee. What we do want to have though is both of our hip bones touching the mat, so I don't want my right hip lifted up. If the right hip lifts up, then move that foot back forward over here. And then let's pull that top leg in towards the body, sitting up nice and tall. Maybe you want to interlace your fingers if that feels good. Drawing your shoulder blades together, lifting up nice and tall through the crown of the head. Taking some nice, easy breath. This in itself is already a twist. And staying here, or you're going to start to wrap your left arm around that top leg. And then you can take your right hand onto the back of the left elbow, pulling it in. So option to stay here, or you're going to start to twist now to the right. Take your right fingertips behind you. And we're going to move with our breath here. So take a great big inhale. And on your exhale, start to twist over to the right a little bit more, looking behind you. As you inhale, untwist slightly, bringing your head and your chest forward. And then as you exhale, twist to the right, looking over your right shoulder. Inhale, untwist. Bring your head and your chest forward. And last one, exhale, twisting to the right, looking over your right shoulder. And untwist, coming forward. Let's take that right foot, move it over to the right, and let's extend both legs. And then just windshield wiper from side to side. Then we'll move to the other side, bend both knees, take your right heel onto the outside of the left hip. And then let's guide that left leg closer to the body, holding it into the body, staying here for a minute, sitting up nice and tall. Taking a breath. And then either staying here, or you're going to move that left foot on the outside of the right leg. And then making sure that your hips are touching the ground. So if your hips are lifting up, this is too far and too deep, and that's okay. So sitting up nice and tall, just getting acquainted with sitting here like this, rooting down through the sit bones into the mat, lifting up through the crown of the head. And then I'm going to start to wrap my right arm around this top leg. And take my left hand onto the outside of the right elbow, sit up nice and tall, pull the navel in. Taking a deep breath here. And then again, options, either staying here where you are, or take your left fingertips behind you. And then again, we'll move with our breath. So take a great big inhale here. And as you exhale, twist to the left, looking over the left shoulder. Inhale brings your head and your chest forward. And exhale to twist. Inhale to bring your head and chest forward. And exhale, twist. Holding here for just a second. And then release to come forward. And release both legs forward, extending them straight. And then let's just windshield wiper them. Back and forth. All right, we're going to make our way down onto our back. So having your blocks close by. We're actually going to take one and have one on either side. Come down onto your back, nice and gentle and slow. We're going to take the right knee in towards the body. Squeeze it in. And let's do some rotations with the ankle. So making circles in one direction and then the other. Flex and point the toe. And then we're going to start to guide that right knee across the body onto the left side. Take your block. You might want to put it on the second level and allow the lower leg to rest on the block. And then allow the ankle to just relax. So it's a gentle twist. And then as best as you can, have both of the backs of your shoulders touching the ground. You can bring your arms into a T position with the palms face up. Just taking a nice gentle twist. Taking a few deep breaths here. One more deep breath. And then we're going to start to guide that knee back over. So take your right hand and help that leg back in towards the body. Move yourself back to center. Squeeze the right knee in towards you. And release that leg. Allow both legs to be long. Lift your hips up and replace them down. And then just take a breath here, relaxing. Just notice what you feel. And then moving to the other side, take the left knee in towards the body, squeeze it in, and then start making rotations with the ankle in one direction. And then the other. Flex and point the toe. And then let's across the body to the right, using your block and placing it on the lower leg. And then drawing your shoulders down onto the mat as best you can. Extend your arms out from your shoulders, palms face up, and relaxing the ankles. Taking 4 big deep breaths here. And then use your left hand, grabbing on for the left knee and grab it, bring it in towards the body, squeeze the knee in. And then straighten the left leg, extend it long onto the mat. Lift your hips up, replace them. Take a great big breath. Noticing what you feel. And we're going to bend into the knees and place the foot soles on the ground. So as best you can, have your heels so that they're almost underneath your knees. Draw your shoulders to the ground. We're going to start to press down through the heels, press down through your shoulders and the back of your head, and take an inhale. As you exhale, lift your hips up off the ground, squeezing your gluteal muscles, holding here, and slowly lower down. Slow as you possibly can. When your hips reach the mat, take a rest. We're going to do that a couple more times. Take a great big inhale. Press down through the feet, shoulders, and head. And as you exhale, lift your hips up. Squeezing your gluteal muscles. Lift your hips up high. And lower down as slow as you can. Very, very slowly. When your hips hit the mat, take an in-breath. Just taking a rest for a minute. We're going to do that one more time. Great big inhale. And as you exhale, press through the feet, shoulders, and head as you lift your hips up. Squeezing and holding here. And then very, very, very slowly lowering yourself down. Moving really slow. Once the hips hit the mat, bring both knees into the body. Squeeze them in. Draw your forehead to your knees. And then let's relax. Coming into Shavasana, our final resting pose for the last few minutes of our practice. Finding yourself as comfortable as you can, wiggling out any tension in your body. Legs coming a generous distance away from you, as well as your arms. Allow the palms to face up. And then again, just start to notice the parts of you that are touching the ground. And see if you can let all of those parts that are touching the ground get a little bit heavier. Finding your breath. soft, slow exhales. Relaxing the space in between your eyebrows. Relax your jaw. Make sure you're keeping your attention on the sensation of breath, feeling your body breathing. Start to bring some gentle movement into the fingers and then the toes. Maybe it feels good to move your head from side to side. And then let's bring the feet together and reach the arms above the head like you're waking up from a nice, big, deep, long nap. Stretch long. And then finding your way onto the side of your body. Let your lower arm be the pillow for your head. Join your knees in. Let's take a big, deep breath here. Exhale through your mouth. One more just like that. Big deep breath through the nose. And exhale through your mouth. Use the strength of your arms to guide yourself up into a cross-legged, easy seated position, keeping your eyes closed if you can. Sitting up nice and tall. Finding a long spine. Reaching through the crown of your head. And bringing your hands to your heart center, pressing your palms together, and then bringing your thumbs in towards your sternum, the center of your chest. Taking your chin down, bowing your head. Taking a moment to thank yourself for coming to the mat tonight. And I thank you so much. From my heart to your heart, namaste.